friend, I will introduce us, and then Stoney will. Oh shit! Look, you already did. I don't know why you give me every goddamn time. Welcome to the circle. I'm your host, Rev. Stoney.
Nice try. Contractually, we're bound to this one, aren't we?
Howling. You're supposed to introduce yourself. I don't know how many times you've done this, Stoney. But Howling.
Got to be like 100.
What up, everyone?
Johnny, off of your appearance on CCCCC, I might have done too many C's there. I'm surprised the FCC has allowed you onto our airwaves, but thank you. I applaud you being here.
When you go live with all the F-bombs everybody appreciates, I got some fucking letters, man. I got hate mail after that one. So
well, it's good. At least they didn't direct them at
it wasn't
Johnny.
as bad as the Daz episode we did when people were seriously like, oh my god, he's literally been on 2 other podcasts ever, and you guys just fucking ruin it by swearing so much. Oh my god. Sorry.
Yeah, we have a problem. Who cares? Ganic, welcome to the chaos that is the circle.
What's going on, fellas? Thank you for having me on.
I am so stoked to have you join us. I want to get straight into a couple questions.
Just for the record, I lost the vote. It was like a 3-1. I voted not having you on. So.
His recommendation was to find some kind of AI software to reproduce himself 4 times to just see how many times we could say fuck. It did not go over.
It was either going to be that or chicken talk the whole episode again.
Well, don't get too.
We got ducks now.
I was going to say don't get too ahead of yourself, because I'm assured that both chickens and ducks will come up in the subject. But before I get into my main question, does anyone have any pressing issues they want to touch on?
Fuck no.
Perfect. Howling, you're a famous dude now too. You're going on all kind of podcast appearances. How about you?
Just a PSA. Keep up with your IPM regimen. Don't be me.
Well, you
I don't think
into
IPM would have prevented. Yeah,
I
don't think IPM would have prevented that, man.
I'll set the stage for everybody. Okay, as you all know, Howling is probably one of the more talented growers that you'll meet. He is on top of a lot of shit, and he knows a lot. Right? There's not very many people who will beat him just with knowledge. But he still finds a way to blame himself for everything. He was given some testers to test. He did everything right, and he got a little bit of bud rot. He's blaming himself. I, as the person leading this episode, take the position that he's fucking stupid and wrong, and it wasn't his fault.
That was abrupt. Jesus.
Wow.
I would say direct. That's a direct.
Wow.
I was playing the part of like a super aggressive counsel on the other side. I hope it worked. Yeah, no, I just wanted to call that motherfucker out for it. No, I'm just kidding. But let's go around. Let's go around. Stoney, do you think it's obviously not his fault, or do you agree with him?
I think the answer kind of was quite spelled out in its own right. I think we all know the conditions and how we monitor them. And I think
you're being a hostile witness. I'm going to move to dismiss this whole argument. The answer is yes or no. It's not his fault. Good job, Ganic.
Yeah,
you've joined us. I'm putting you on the hot seat. Was it his fault or not?
Well, for him being a broad lover, I'm gonna say yes. No.
This isn't the Pile on Howling episode. That's after this.
Nah, shit happens, man. Shit happens.
Exactly. Johnny,
shit happens.
The opinion that I crave and just absolutely deserve to know right now, was it his fault or not?
I don't think anybody cares.
So let me, out of the 5 on here, I'll
just so everyone is aware, this is why I'm an asshole. Because I put up with people like Johnny and Stoney and Howling. And I just try and ask a simple question, try and help my friend out. I don't think the bud rot was his fault.
So I'll give some more context, since there's now 20% I can go back to a little bit. I'll circle back. Well, I think what more context around to it is because we're in the Central Coast, we just had a major flip in our humidity over the course of the last 2 weeks. And we've had some ups and downs, and we've had it go to extremely humid and back and forth. So sure, there was all sorts of, there was plenty of variables that were at play. Could have been genetics, could have been environment, could have been something in the air. We've had a lot of pollen moving through the air. We've had a lot of bloom that's happening in the air right now. And the humidity swings. I think there were some things that were maybe outside, like outside of the parameters that you normally control. But I've noticed it both in my grow and just generally outdoors. So I turned my air conditioning on for the first time yesterday and realized how humid my house has been. For my humidity, I'm, in like third week, fourth week of flower, and I'm like 62, 63, and I'll turn the air conditioning on, and guess what? I'm at 55 again because I've got that internal in-home dehumidifier running, and so it'll stay at 55 consistent between the rest of the summer. So if anything, I can't blame howling. It's too many variables, especially with that one, man, because that could have been there from the environment and the air. It could have been brushed off. There's just too many variables, dude.
You know what? I grow in my basement. There's spores everywhere. It just, so this is the thing is like the plant's part of it. Yes, the plant may have been susceptible just from the start to mold, but also like I have to look at what my environment was like. What did I do differently? What can I change in the future? Like, and so I was a little down. I was like, fuck, this sucks. When I saw that and I had to start bagging up a damn plant they just chopped, it's a shitty feeling. And if it was a couple of years ago, it would have been devastating. But today it was like, I'm like, okay, 10 minutes, I'll let myself sit in this. That's fine, feel it. But now I'm like geeking out on protocols and stuff I'll follow for future plants and help just give the plant a better edge over it, knowing I can't get rid of the spores. I can just make them not want to fucking be there. So
I very much look forward to your PhD dissertation next year on how you cure bud rot, because when you nerd out on something, it is quite impressive. I live in the world of there's spores already, so as long as I don't see it, ignorance is sweet.
I thought about keeping the rest of the plant. I'm like, it's only this one. Everything else is fine. And I'm like, but that was me just not wanting to admit like that I fucked up or something got fucked up. Something got fucked up. I didn't want to admit it. And I think that was the reason I was convincing myself I could salvage some of this. But I'm like, I'm going to be spitting that shit all over my dry tent. Now I got to worry about the next plant I put in there and what it's stirring up. And it's like, it's not worth it. I'm thankful I have a head stash. I have other plants going.
I was going to say two things. One, how does it feel that your voice is so sexy that Johnny disrobed while you were talking? That was impressive. I've never had that effect on someone where they just instantly remove their pants when I'm talking about plants. But Johnny,
I just got home from fucking work.
I said head stash, and he's like,
here, smoke a fucking joint, and relax. For
Ready to work.
I was really trying to just like play cool as ice, man.
No, that was the coolest thing. I don't know. I'm not shitting on him. I always will remove my pants given the option. But I've just never had that effect on people of any sex. Of the second I talk, pants come off. But the second thing is I want to point that if you have a head stash and you can afford to lose the whole plant, it's probably safer that way, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not the end of the world. It's at that point you have such a backlog and you have such a cycle going that you're not going to be hurting. So why put unnecessary risk necessarily, right?
No, it's not worth it.
I got you.
I'll just learn from it. Whatever.
And to get you one of them trolls or make your own trolls.
Oh, don't get me thinking about that one again. It will happen. I'm guessing in the next year it's happening. I'm going to either make one or I have one.
Because I take so much still material off of it. Like I literally just the nugs itself going into the racks. And as low as I can get the troll, that's where I'm at. So it's probably like a 55 I'm sitting at.
How long have you had it?
I've had it for like 3 months now.
You got a cannon troll?
No, I made my own.
Yeah, it's the Ganic troll.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, shout out Dinosaur. He shot me over the link, and I just built it from there. And the homie Kuman, he has a lot of experience with it too. So
yeah, those guys are great.
Yeah,
is it cumin or cumin? I don't remember.
Oh, he's
Nah,
always
I wouldn't say
coming.
he's coming and going, but it's coming.
Take me back.
Yeah,
Take me back to the build.
Dino.
Yeah, take me back to the
Dino
build, man.
is a great resource in that regard.
Yeah, I'm curious about the build of it. And
No, yeah, you just buy you a dehumidifier from Amazon. All the links are in there. You drill a hole. First, you strip the dehumidifier. Then you got to wire it up to your thermostat, either Inkbird or ACI controller. I'm using the Inkbird right now for mine.
mm-hmm.
And then when you get all the material in there, it'll probably jump up to like 70. Like it's a little worry of them at first, but you'll slowly take your controller and gradually burp it because you don't want the dehumidifier to like over freeze. Because you're putting the dehumidifier at the very bottom of the wine fridge,
Mm-hmm.
and then like all the excess moisture would drip into the fins that it has in the back and go into the bottom. And you just empty that tray if you ever notice it's full. I normally keep it like next to my air conditioning unit, like when my vent comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So the pelter cooler just helps keep it even cooler, so it's not overworking itself. So you got access to something like that, it's even easier. But yeah, just take all the main stems off of everything, just leave the popcorn nugs and just throw it on the rack and burp it as she goes.
What kind of spacing do you have on the as you're laying them out on the rack and in between the racks as well?
It's tight as I can get it because over time, over like the next 2 or 3 days. So first, okay, let me jump back. You can hang dry it I do 2 days. So it takes like 50% of the moisture out. So the dehumidifier is not working. It's like hard.
Got it.
From over there, you slowly burp. And if you see like it's like taking a little too much to do, you just open the fridge for a couple of minutes, let all that excess moisture out, boom, just close it right back up, and just watch it and just slowly burp it.
Do you see any condensation?
Oh no, I don't see any condensation.
Wow. Yeah.
No, yeah, because the pelter cooler is like it acts as a dehumidifier as well.
Got it.
So like it's going to dry up all the air, and plus with the dehumid that you got hooked up to the Inkbird, you're just not going to get past that level. Because like I said, you'll see it set at like I'll post some pictures later. It's like maybe I'm at 65 right now because I just harvested this Ormiga.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it's probably at like 65. I'm gonna go check it in a few. It probably dropped down to 63 or 62. So.
Do you stair step down your dry then?
Oh yeah, you had to stutter step it because like the humidifier is gonna read at 70, and so with the dehumidifier, it won't cut it off. So you had to gradually burp it down. So say I do a 3% interval. So if I'm at 70, I'll wait for it to get to 67, and then from 67, just gradually bump it on down to I do 55 because I'm joints. So
sure,
I like mine a little crispy. So. That's where I sit at. So if you press it or something, you can keep that at 60. I have that one at 60, 62 right now. And so whenever I pull it out, I just leave it in the jar for a couple of days and just take at it as I go as it's fresh.
And then, so are you doing your cure in there as well?
Yeah, it's dry. It's pretty much, well, like I said, you can do I do 2 days dry. If you can get the perfect 60-60, I'll do a spare bathroom, get as cold as I can get it. Like 60% humidity I can get it and let it dry for 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that second day, you wet trim and everything, taking all the plant material you can get off, even the big stems, like just pure nugs that you can get it, and just stack it tight. And then over time it'll shrink, and you can just slowly close it more and more if you just keep everything homogeneous. Because it'll take what it needs. The evaporation, the buds will evaporate or sweat, and one bud might take it, the other bud might not. So
yeah.
Overall, I have had pretty good success. 3 months already. I'm still. Matter of fact, I got some right here.
Nice. And so, then how long does it spend in the Canitrol, or in your version?
Well, my version, right? This is the Tangelo Pays. It's maybe harvested in February. I did.
Nice.
So they weren't humongous nugs, but they were like I said, they're still fresh, like super fresh nugs. Like I don't know if y'all can see that well.
Yeah.
Looks great, man.
Yeah, man. Nice.
Yeah, and it has the bounce to it too. So like I said, this is going 3 months old, and it still smells like I've harvested it. So
well done, man.
Well, and the most important thing is if you like this smoke, man, and it works out, how much time do you save overall? So like Stoney was asking, how long is it in the Ganic control as you're stepping it down usually?
Well, see, that depends. It depends on how you want to do it. You can just. I need room, so I just took it out and put it in the jar.
Yeah,
You know,
right,
there you go.
right.
no, like you can literally just keep it at that. And like if you feel like
Indefinitely.
if
Yeah.
like indefinitely, like so if you see it's like literally it's a wine fridge, so it'll keep that humidity for you up there. Like it'll pull it in if it needs it. Like the dehumidifier will cut off as soon as you hit that like that temperature or that preset. It'll cut off. If you want to, like I said, if you feel like it's getting too dry, put a small wet sponge in there and it'll just pull it back up. It's pretty much just like the Canitrol, just without the price tag.
Yeah, just a lot cheaper, and your
a lot
wife still
cheaper.
talks to you.
No, yeah, it's literally in my 2 bills, probably $6 on it. So, yeah.
Fantastic.
And I mean, I think that's part of what keeps that piece of equipment out of the hands of home growers is that it's just out of the range. I mean, for what you could spend on getting something like that, buying the brand new Canitrol.
No, I guarantee you, I can find one on Marketplace somewhere, and look, it's
True.
local persons get one real quick, you know.
Yeah, because they, yeah.
So
the way you're describing it reminds me of when I was getting into sausage making. If you look up like a charcuterie DIY fucking fridge, dude, you can use a full size fridge.
Yeah.
Like you don't have, it doesn't have to be a wine fridge.
Yeah.
If you have a big harvest, you can literally do the same thing with the fucking full size fridge.
Well, see, I think that the difference is the compressor with the actual compressor versus the Pelter cooler. Because the compressor's like gradually, like it'll suck the humidity out of it real quick with the, I'm assuming with the Freon.
I don't know, I think there's like a fan. You have to put a fan to exhaust the humidity, but like I have to look it up. I bet you I got plans in, like one of my fucking books around here. But like you take a computer fan, so you drill a hole in the side of the fridge or whatever. You put the computer fan to exhaust the humidity, so that triggers your humidifier. Man, I don't remember exactly how it's set up, but it sounds so similar to that because you're drying charcuterie the same fucking way, low and slow, my friend.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would imagine that there's a lot of overlap in that regard, right? And any device that you could control temperature and humidity is going to be very popular amongst quite a few hobbies.
Big time. But yeah,
the way I do want to eventually touch when we do our final homestead episode, when every one of us eventually buys a farm somehow, and we all follow Ganic and Johnny. I do want to touch later on the fact that you were into sausage making, because that sounds like a fucking awesome topic, dude. This when you were hunting your own venison too.
Saucisson.
Oh yeah, man. Yep.
Some nice jerky, some nice venison jerky.
I still do. Like I still make it all the time. Every year, my dad has excuse me. Every year. Jesus Christ, I gotta stop sucking that lollipop. When August comes around, my dad always starts getting antsy. He's like, hey man, we got this sausage fest coming up. The dudes love it when you make your homemade sausage. So he buys me some fucking pork shoulder. And I run it through the fucking grinder, and I get a bunch of pig intestine and seasonings and shit, and I fucking put it in the mixer and then put it in the stuffer and crank out some sausages every year. Still in links and everything. But yeah, oh man, I was fucking really heavy into it, making snack sticks, and I made bologna, like full-size bologna, venison bologna with cheddar infused, and yeah, I went full fucking nerd out on sausage.
You're making me hungry, man.
I was gonna say Stoney's smiling ear to ear.
Did you make olive loaf? Did you put olive?
I never made olive loaf, and I almost made brain cheese. I was
head cheese or brain cheese?
Yeah, head cheese. I meant
Never
head cheese. I was like super close.
Never.
It's really good if you don't.
No, how dare you?
Nah,
I was served head cheese as a child, and it was a cruel joke that I'll never ever forgive my grandmother for, as much as I do love her. But no.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. It sounded fucking pretty good to me. It sounded like something worth fucking trying. But yeah, I was like this close to getting the fucking pig's head to be able to do it, and life happens, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you make podcasting or some shit.
If you make your own bologna and you put olives in it, then you just call it dirty bologna. It's like that.
Oh, that would be fun
like
too. Yeah,
martini dirty. Yeah, I don't eat olive loaves. If you put chunks of fat in it, it makes it mortadella. Then that's just fancy. Then you get it. It all comes from the same base format of farce as the like force meat that you call it, the moose, basically.
Yeah.
So, but did you put it in the bung?
Multiplication.
That's the real question. Did you put it in the actual true bung, or was it a natural bung, or was it a?
It was artificial bung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much anything more these days. You got to stay with the artificial bung.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like hickory or some like a hickory fucking.
You got to get
What-
it stained. It's like stained dirty.
Yeah,
You know?
but
You-
still, fucking
You don't want a
the
red ring,
whole
dude.
wet bath and everything, like taking it out of the smoker, wet bathing it at the perfect temp, and then
Just
Dude,
two dudes
slicing
talking
up
sausage.
venison, slicing venison and fucking like it was the best bologna I've ever had. Oh my god,
Telling you,
fucking-
dude.
Yeah.
Then you do some little bit of fried bologna. Got to cut the edges of it so you can get it crispy.
Yeah, it's
Telling you, it can be done.
all in the homesteading, man. It's all in the homesteading. Circling back, are you gonna give me
Yeah.
that? Tony?
Oh,
get
there you go. No, that you know what though, I will say that is probably the perfect segue. Ganic, you've been doing something that I think is quite admirable. You've started putting, I guess you don't say pen to paper anymore, but you've been using technology to put words so that other people can read them somehow. In a little sneak peek you did on our YouTube or on our Discord, but we're talking about closing the loop a little bit, man.
Yes,
You
sir.
started kind of, I believe you called it Ganic's Guide.
Well, yeah, that's because I spent kind of like 8-10 hours just talking to a computer about certain things that I had questions about. So I figured other like-minded folks would get used to it. So it's a little bit of everything about soil microbes, from soil texture, from actual making your own compost from actual sand, silt, and clay, and not just peat moss. Adding your own organic matter. So composting with your own livestock manure. I had a lot of chapters on it. Actual watering techniques, overwatering, just anything that we could actually think about.
Hell
Actually
yeah.
using pumpkins, lettuce, whatever you grow to actually give back to your garden again. So
Fuck, I owe you pumpkin seeds, dude. Why do I keep fucking forgetting to send them fucking things out?
Oh, don't
They're
worry.
coming. They're in the mail.
The Yag curse. I applaud it, and I think there'll be a lot of people that need the answers. But you specifically have kind of a really rad example. But you've tried a lot of things because you have livestock. You do raise quite a few things. I know you and Johnny talked about ducks, so I know that's among the many. But you also, I believe, you do rabbits too, right?
yeah, we just got
I'm
my wife just got
super
rabbits, and I just got her 2 goats for her birthday. So
Oh damn, you're moving
So,
up,
yeah.
dude.
Babies, dude.
yeah,
That little
babies.
fucking parkour kick is the funniest.
Man, I'm telling
Dude,
you.
we gotta talk about the goats. We gotta talk about the goats. Oh my God.
Fucking parkour.
So yeah, we're gonna male and
I got an
female,
anniversary
so-
coming up.
Oh yeah,
Well, good news, Johnny. It's a podcast, and we can talk about the goats. What kind of goats? I know nothing.
Well,
I've not lived in a place
honestly,
that I can own
the-
livestock. So
I'll give you an answer real quick. Let me text the missus. She would know.
We had some goats
Well-
on the farm that I worked on, and
of course,
there was about 5 or 6 babies, and then there was and the mama, and we had a whole goat house, right? So they had this like little like shaded spot with the open front, they could just go in and take shelter. Those little bastards would jump right up on the top of the roof of this thing, like in this pouring down rain, no shelter, just stand there yelling, dude. It was hysterical. And they go stop raining, they go running around, they get their little parkour kick. It was hysterical, man. People love it.
They literally like sound like they're saying mom, like
Yeah.
because I got them on my kids' trampoline right now, so I got to build them in a closure right now. So
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, they're eating all the grass in one spot, just chilling, just waiting for them to do like an escape move on me. So far right now, they're chilling right now. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully get some milk from the mama soon when she gets
Nice.
old enough. So start making my own labs, own cheese. Everything's gonna close the circle back on my homestead. So everything goes back into my garden.
that's amazing. Goat
So you
milk
got a
and
mating pair.
goat cheese. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I got her a mating pair. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, they got a male and a female.
You are so how much property do you have?
acre and a half. So on
That's
the
what I'm
back
saying.
end,
Like, so what are you gonna do with the babies then?
on the babies, or they get in the back end. So I have the way my land is at, like I have a creek on the back end of my land, right? So I'm gonna set the goats up back so they can tear all the vegetation up they want back there. So there's literally vegetation for them to eat all day. I'm gonna just build them shelter, and they're gonna be pretty much like maybe 300 feet from the duck
What do you
house.
fence them in with then?
Oh, pallets, dude! You get pallets for free, man.
And just fucking screw them together and that's literally
Yep.
it. Just screw
I'm
them together
stacking.
and stand them
I got
up.
a stack of pallets right now. I got to go put together inside of my house, and I got to go pick up more. So, hey,
And
they're free, man.
So that's
People,
gonna be your fence, literally.
their fence in their house.
Fuck
Hey,
yeah, dude.
ain't no point of buying it if they're giving it away for free.
Like, oh man, every year we keep getting like more and more, and like, dude, my neighbor mowed my fucking lawn today.
He
Not
actually
the
went through
whole
with
thing.
it?
No, he
Oh.
mowed like the enough that I went looking for him when I got home to see if he was fucking around.
Well, I'm glad he wasn't.
Uh,
for our sake.
No, yeah, see, that's another reason I got them like in the back end, because I don't need them, because I have, neighbors, so I don't want
I'm
them getting
not
into their
sure.
rose
I'm
bushes
not
and
sure
shit
his
like
reasoning.
that.
You'd like to maintain a relationship where your neighbors aren't hunting you down every time they see you.
Well, like I helped it. Like, okay, so he's the landlord. It's a big ass fucking colonial next to me, and I think there's like 3 different fucking tenants. And I plowed them out this year. Like the tenants were stuck. She came knocking, and she's like, "Can you fucking help me? I don't know where Jim is. He can't fucking do this, right?"
So you helped her, and
the
in
F
return, she mowed your lawn. What a mother.
No. The landlord mows the grass, and he's supposed to plow the freaking driveway. So I'm wondering if he thought like he was just helping me out, like I haven't gotten around to it or what. And I'm sure
I'm sure
the chickens are going in. I just was like looking for him to establish, dude, I will fucking kill you. Don't fucking touch my fucking shit. I'm not fucking
allegedly.
This is my property. No, not allegedly. You step on my fucking
In
don't,
Minecraft.
you're trespassing, motherfucker. This is not. Don't do it. So,
It was not a good week for neighbors fucking with our lawns.
I know you had the same issue. I was gonna say, Stoney, did you have any issue?
Other than fucking dandelions like galore.
That's
that
what
are
got
just
me in
like,
trouble.
That's
why my
not a
neighbors
problem.
are
I was gonna
that are
say,
just like left
they're
out
so
they're in the
good.
white right now too. They're fucking
Yeah.
3 foot tall and white and fucking pissing everybody's lawn off. They're probably fertilizing and putting
Well, that's
Kansas bluegrass or whatever the Kentucky fuck
That's-
yourself or whatever you want to call it.
Circle
Sorry,
of
that's
life.
the problem with that's the problem with my neighbors. Is like the couple next to me. It's one of those. There's one of these 3 houses. I think I know which one. And that's all they do is they're a bunch of retired people, and they spend every single day. They each own like 3 different lawnmowers and more yard tools than you could ever think of. And they're out there dicking around in the yards constantly. The chemical trucks come and dump shit all over their yards. It was one of them that called me out for my yard's cut. It's not like I have an overgrown yard. It's fucking springtime. Those dandelions suck ass. And we live right in the middle of a protected wetland. Like all it is wild dandelions everywhere. You're not beating it. And it's like, you're an asshole. No wonder like our bee populations
Nor
are going
should
downhill. No.
Dandelions are fantastic for the environment.
Yes.
They're
They're
so
like the
much better
first
than
flower that
fucking
like
lawns.
bees start messing with.
I
in the
put
spring.
wildflower seeds in my native wildflower seeds in my bird feeder, so everybody gets.
I was
popped around here.
I was close.
Dude, that's
I was
fucking genius.
Yeah.
Everybody gets pop-ups around here, dude. I spread that pollinators everywhere. I'm gonna get a beehive soon as well. So yeah,
I'm about ready to plant down our whole property line a bunch of sunflowers so it attracts all the birds that'll shit over
Hell
everything,
yeah.
and then drop sunflower seeds everywhere. So now you got the squirrels and the rabbits. I was getting so petty the day that this happened. I'm ready to do something.
dude, go to your local feed store and get like a 30-pound bag of bird food.
I'm just gonna skip along my yard, toss it around.
I did that. I fucking was saying I think I told this story already, but my buddy gave me a bunch of fucking wildflower seeds, and I literally just was walking around the fucking yard, just fucking throwing them around the yard. It's like, dude, give me more. I've got violets growing in my yard. I've got
hell yeah.
Some daisies growing in my yard. I've got wild onions in the yard, the dandelions.
I'd
in
rather
the
see that than
I
grass.
was gonna say, to me, that's way more beautiful than looking at just a
Now, there is
monocrop
tall
of lawn.
grass, so I don't mind going out there. I'm thinking about getting like a scythe and just chopping the grass,
Get ripped as
like
shit
that
too.
fall down and that flowers. Yeah, like
No, so you could rake it up and give it to your animals. You know, it's like you got bunnies or the goats. They
There
eat
you go.
hay,
The goats will
so
eat it.
and it's natural. So it's natural.
Yeah.
You're not spraying nothing on it, so
Yeah,
It's-
actually,
it's perfect.
2 years ago, I looked into trying to get like native wildflower, like massive amounts, like true grasses and flowers as well. You can get them, I think, through the state. I ended up going down some rabbit hole and finding, and they'll sell them to you for like, it's like, but the problem was it was like you bought them in like a 65 or 75 pound bags,
Oh, it's
or like
insane.
the 300-pound, like the
I
dual
messed
toed
around with
things, and I was
making
like,
the seed bombs with those stuff, right? Like the clay seed bombs. You
Yeah.
just take I did California wild native plants, and I just made a bunch of seed bombs. And I looked into that too, like, oh, cool. It'd be cool to make them at a large scale. And then you're like, man, I don't think I could do that. I don't know how many I could expect to throw in a week, let alone like.
I
who
was gonna
needs
turn I wanted to do my whole side yard and like one solid, like take it back to original native
Hell
prairie
yeah.
grass, because we're in the Central Coast. We have prairie grasses that I was like, that would be so cool to just get like native, natural. I'll get it from the state so that it's meant to be, because I started thinking about all these cool colored grasses that are all over the landscaping. It's like they're not really that natural, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I
some
have
of them
lens-
aren't native, which is sad. You'll find out like there's a lot of beautiful plants that I thought were native, and I went
Yeah.
searching, and you're like, ah, damn, it's invasive. Damn,
Yeah.
no shit.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
But
yeah,
I was gonna ask, in your journey, I'm sure did you ever come across like legality? Because I in California often there's a state law that will override like HOAs and stuff to try and keep you from doing, like, if they're like, you can't do a native garden, there's state laws that are like, fuck you, yes you can. Is it
Yeah.
similar in Illinois at all, or
maybe never. I don't think anyone ever pressed it, at least in my old subdivision. I mean, heck, there was there was a period of time when I was like, oh, I'll mow like 2 or 3 different links into my grass, kind of like a golf course, right? Like I would just
that's
have
pretty
like
cool though.
like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
unique design, like, and things were in swirls, and then I got the note from the HOA that was like, you have
No
lawn weeds, you
creativity.
have to mow your lawn. And I was like, wait. And they're like, well, the grass is taller than 12 inches. Like, well, it's just grass. So, and it's like trimmed. It's like nice and level, manicured. They're like, no, it has to be mowed.
And this
So-
is why HOAs are one of the worst scourges on the entire country. They're awful.
It does kind of empower one of the local neighborhood, people that want to make a difference, and it's their chance because they've been cooped up for whatever reason in their little suburban home, and it's
Dude,
their chance
you
to
give
make a
you
difference
give
in the world.
some people any amount of power and they turn into fucking Mussolini like,
saying.
overnight, man. It's like they
That's
get
what I'm
off. Like
saying, dude.
everyone's worked with that one dude who doesn't even have a title and he's ratting on you, and you're like, "What, bro? We worked for the same end goal. What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Johnny knows very well.
It's irritating.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like it just, whenever you think like, oh, this would be great, a lot of times it would be, but you fail to realize that human nature still exists, right? So if you create a perfect system and don't account for the fact that people aren't perfect, you get chaos. Like the asshole who's like, your paint is one shade different and it ruins everything, and you're like, motherfucker, there's people overdosing like the next block over. Like, shut the fuck up. But yeah, anyhow, other than just goats that we now all went down that, you've also got ways like you use your bunnies waste too, right? You can go straight into that.
Yeah, as soon as I take their things, I put it in the Ziploc and I seal it up. Keep it as fresh as I can keep it.
Hell yeah, man.
What do you do with it?
Yeah.
Other than
next
like,
question.
well, I mean, I put a lot of shit in a Ziploc bag too, and some of it I roll up and fucking.
I'm saying you know, you
with.
keep it as
Some
keep
of
it as
it I
fresh as you
fucking
can.
blow
You can-
lines with. I mean, are you blowing
Throw
lines
it at
with
strangers.
rabbit shit here, dude?
No, yeah, I sell it sometimes, and I just put it. Sometimes I just throw it in a deep freezer, you know, and just keep it as fresh as you can. And then whenever you're ready to use it, just go and throw it in your
Okay,
outside garden.
let me rephrase. What are you using it for? How did
Yeah,
I word
tell
it
me
the
more.
first time?
I'm sorry.
Tell me more about the.
I'm not.
How do you
I was
use
trying
it when you
What is
use it in your garden? How do
what
you
are the
go about
advantages?
using
Yeah,
it?
what are the advantages? So what I'm hearing is that you pop these in the freezer and you save these nice and fresh. Do you
Yeah,
just
so
use
are
them
we
like
brushing your teeth with
fertilizer
Oh
pellets?
yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's fertilizer pellets. Yeah, it won't burn your plants or anything. You know, as soon
So
as
you
you're
just
ready
like
to
toss
use
some
them.
Just top dress with
handfuls.
them.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
If you
top
want
dress,
to,
right on.
if you want to, if you want to, you can actually get down and you can sieve it. You know, make it more like pellets,
Fine and
pellet wise,
yeah.
fine in pellets. Yeah. But
Because it's basically
it's
broken
that's
up.
the outdoor. Yeah, it's the outdoor garden. So it's shit, man. I just throw it out there.
So I would
I love
imagine
it.
it's like nitrogen, pretty
Yeah,
nitrogen.
yeah, it's
rich.
pretty much nitrogen rich. I'll post some pictures later. I give them my leaves, my trimmings. Like
Right
they
on.
love cannabis, you know. So
Right.
nothing goes to waste. So alfalfa
Hell
straw.
yeah.
So they consume a lot of that. Carrots, strawberries. I got a ever-bearing strawberry patch I got out there, and so
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chickens will get some strawberries. The ducks will get them. You know.
I wanted
so.
to ask about that now. I'm very intrigued by everything, but you still have to finish it, and I don't want to steal all the thunder. But how do you particularly use chickens and ducks? How do you complete the circle on that one? Because I understand very little. I get chickens, but ducks and everything, like, give me
Well,
the complete rundown of what you do.
duck eggs, you know,
It makes sense.
big ass eggs, you know, and if you want
That's
duck meat,
great.
you can consume the meat as well, you know. So
What breed are you guys going with?
we got the Americana. Uh, it's like the white
It's a
one.
chicken.
American, yeah, no, it's Americana pike. I think they're called.
Really? Where's
Yeah.
All right. So are you eating a lot of duck eggs then?
No, right now. Okay. So last year, what was it? My last episode on, like the day before, my original duck got by a hawk. So we recently just got 5 more. So this time they're all good right now.
It
So
happens,
hopefully
man.
we get some
It happens.
pecking. Yeah, Americana pecking. Yeah, that's the technical term. Yeah,
Peckins.
yeah,
Gotcha.
pecking.
Peckins. Yep.
So the
gotcha,
white
gotcha,
duck
gotcha.
is called Americana.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's like the short term is a pecking duck.
there's a pecking.
Pekin.
Yeah, PEKIN. Yeah,
Yep.
We
pecking duck.
we
Yeah,
call that Pekin, Illinois.
peking.
Pekin.
So
I-
with
You bought
chicken.
full.
No, you can go. I was just going to ask, with chicken eggs, after you eat them with the shell, how do you close that loop? Are you
You
constantly making?
Yeah, no, I don't constantly make it. You know,
Yeah.
we use a lot of vinegar for cooking, so I think the wife would get mad if I take like 2 gallons and start making a shitload of calcium. So yeah, I just grind it up and use it for the outside garden. For my inside stuff, I just keep it
You
inside
don't
for
feed
right
it
now.
back to 'em?
Feed it back to what the birds.
Good chickens, yeah. That's what Jess does with it. She literally fries she'll save all the fucking eggshells. She throws them in the fucking oven or whatever for a bunch of time. She throws them in the food processor, throws them right back in their fucking cheese, feeds them right back to them.
Nah, whatever. We scramble them up with some eggs. Like so we got.
So do you add calcium to your feed then for the
No,
chicken?
we add calcium. She'll do oyster shells. She'll
See,
mix up a good.
Our birds won't eat the fucking oyster shells, so we just give them their own shells back to them for the calcium.
Nah, they tell that my hen layers will eat the fuck out the oyster shells because they're
Fuck,
like
man,
they're
our
just
birds
kinda
are
like eating
nah, they
boogers.
hate it.
yeah.
hate it.
So whenever like we have like an excess, we'll probably take like 10 eggs and scramble them up and just like hey, there you go. You know, there's more protein. So it's just closing the circle. She'll bake with them or sell them or I don't know, dude.
That's awesome.
I know I'm tired of eggs right now.
I was going to say you must be tired.
Do you ever do interspecies eggs, like a little bit of chicken, a little bit of duck at the same time?
Well, see, I haven't had my first duck egg yet. I'm
Oh
waiting.
shit, dude!
Yeah, man. So
Wait till
I'm
you have
waiting.
duck eggs, man.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get. So hopefully, this year coming up, they'll start producing our eggs for us. So
They're rich. They
Is there
are
a huge
rich.
difference?
I mean, I wouldn't say huge, but there's. I mean, you can taste a duck egg versus a chicken egg.
Okay.
For
So
sure.
Noticeable, I
makes-
guess would have been a better word.
Very
You can
rich.
Taste.
It's a more of a richness. It's like an unctuous, like mouthfeel, like to a duck egg. Like when you eat a scrambled, like slightly French scrambled duck egg, shaved truffles on it.
this man got me excited to try a duck
So,
egg, man.
so what makes like
You
duck like duck fat like it's super, I can't explain it. It's just like it's a fattier fat and it
Saturated fat.
penetrates, it's saturated but like the eggs, the meat, everything is really rich.
Mhm.
And so like what is it about a duck that just makes everything about them very rich opposed to like I look at them and it's like it's just a bird. It looks like a chicken. It's kind of close. Like why are they so very different?
It's a fat structure. Chickens have a much like looser. The schmaltz is very thin and has these like slight little pockets, and it doesn't really render as much. So when you have duck fat, there is a thick layer of fat, and if you cook it properly, the fat slowly moves through the meat and renders through the meat and delivers all of that saturated fat to it. Typically, when you're having duck, like if you've ever had duck confit, that's like the leg and thigh that's been like it's basically simmered in its own fat, like completely submerged in its own fat, and then preserved in it. So you can keep it in room temperature. The old school days did it, but now it's not. But yeah, you just cook it in its own fat, and it is the most rich, unique flavor that you can get to.
So,
I've never wanted duck more than I do.
I know, right?
Oh, okay, all right. I really have a good story, and it's all gonna fucking together here because how did you get the ducks? How did you get them? Like, were they? Did you hatch the eggs? Did you get
No, so we got,
ducklings?
dude,
Did you
we
get
got
full blown fucking ducks?
I got lucky, so I had to go like almost 2 hours away to the Tractor Supply. Like for whatever reason, there was just 5 ducks. All the chickens were gone. It's like when everybody was on their chicken spree at that moment, So I was like, I don't need chickens, I need ducks. And so like there was just 5 of them sitting there, and I was like, I called my sister and I was like, hey, go pick these damn ducks up right now, like go get them. And so by faith, I just happened to get the 5 ducks, and so they were already little baby ducks. So,
Ducklings. Okay. All right.
yeah, ducklings.
Because I got eggs to hatch in an incubator. So we ordered a dozen of the Ancona ducks, and I got them because I bought a book about getting fucking ducks. Like, I was like, I don't really know a fuckload of nothing. I don't know what breed to get. I don't know why. I don't know this. I don't know that. So I was like walking through the same fucking Tractor Supply and saw this book. I'm like, and I just browsed through it. I was like, all right, it's got breeds. It's talking about how many eggs they lay, and I can choose what breed then. So then we ordered online based on that, and it was the Ancona. Turns out after getting 13 fucking eggs and only getting 3 to hatch, they're very, very difficult to hatch because apparently these are like almost an endangered species of duck because they're difficult to fucking hatch. Like in general, like you might get 50%. Well, mine got like delayed in shipping. So because we only got 3 and we were hoping for like 6 or 7, at least I was really hoping for like 8 to 12, man. I built a fucking 8x8 duck house out
Yeah,
here.
you're thinking, you're thinking chicken,
like,
chicken wise, like I'm about to get,
yeah, man,
12
the
eggs,
hatch rate
12,
was
yeah.
not that. But long story short, she ordered 8 more eggs after talking to them about the hatch rate, everything else, and then was talking to them about the original order and this, that, and the other thing. So they're making good on the fact that the original order got delayed in shipping for a week and sending another dozen to us like in a week, like right off the bat. And still going to send the 8 that she ordered.
Oh, how cool.
Dude, like We're
You're
gonna
gonna
have
so many ducks, hopefully.
So out of those,
23 eggs to fucking try and hatch here, and we've got like it was like, oh yeah, money, dude. Like, so having said that, and Stoney talking about like cooking fucking duck, dude. If I get too many drakes, I'm probably gonna be putting them in the freezer. So I might be taking some fucking drakes to Stoney for this fucking September get together shit, and having Stoney cook some goddamn ducks, dude. Do you like that story? Do you see how I tied it all in together?
Dude,
This is fucking great. Oh
you-
my god,
you
I'm an influencer.
You didn't say it, but that counts, man. That was so impressive. Bravo. I enjoy your duck stories. I could listen to you talk about ducks all day long. But importantly, neither of you have mentioned an important thing about having ducks, and that's a pond. What's your intentions with the pond there, Johnny?
I happen to have a buddy who owns a pretty good sized lawn tractor with a backhoe on it. It needs a little bit of repair. Otherwise, I'd already started fucking digging. I want to get something and I'm just going to dig it in and have it like in ground.
Oh,
Like I'm going to dig
yes.
a fucking hole kind of deal. I don't know how big yet, but like
Chaos.
I'm going fucking full ham, man. Like I can't, like my lawn is already off level. It already floods. So why not dig a hole in the low zone and like move dirt around? And like when I have the capability to do it, just go freaking ham, man. And that's my goal. But I don't know.
You've made
because,
me the
like,
happiest man in the world, Johnny.
you got to like
crying over here.
In the winter time, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I might have to like 86 that because it's not going to be able to hold water or it freezes. I don't know how deep I can like. I don't know. I'm just going to go full because I want like I know like I think ducks is similar to rabbits, dude. I think like their shit's ready to go. It's not like chicken. Duck water, that duck shit in the duck water, like that nasty shit's ready to put right into the lawn, ready to freaking
think
go,
about an
man.
unlimited supply of pond water.
That's literally what I've got.
Real happy.
Like,
I can't stop focusing on ponds attract ducks, and ducks like to eat frogs.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's true.
I'm looking at the Google page right now. Yes, they do.
When has the internet ever been right?
I didn't want to sound like an idiot when I say it. I had to go look it up before I said it because I'm like, I'm not.
No, I'm sure they do. If you look at the things that eat frogs, it's most everything. They're not an offensive juggernaut in the natural world, but some of them are poisonous. Yay. Moving on. I want ducks now. Goddamn.
Dude, they're so fucking cute. They are so fucking cute. We got these little ducklings around and they're big fucking their big webbed feet walking on the floor like it's
mine
like,
are so dumb.
God, this is fucking adorable. I hate to sound so fucking like frivolous and like they are fucking adorable, dude. These little ducklings. I'm fucking like, and I've been a duck hunter. Like for years I've hunted ducks and loved it because ducks are pretty, man. They're fucking wild. They're awesome. They're pretty good to eat, like making jerky with or snack sticks and shit. They're really gamey. So it's like a really, I don't know especially when they're wild, but I've never like, man, I'm hype on them. I'm hype.
It makes you respect the animal more, you know?
Yeah.
Dude. Oh yeah, man.
I think when you have that disconnect, like there's a lot of people that are vegetarian or vegan they'll say that they like are one with nature and stuff like that, but if you give me the hunter conservationalist out in the forest, like that dude's in touch with nature because he's only killing what he has to. Like he turns down more shots than not because he's like, nah dude, like I want to keep doing this. It's the poachers you got to fucking worry about.
It's the people that don't talk about it. They're just fucking assholes just going out shooting everything, bringing it back, and fucking who knows what they do with it. They just want their fucking antlers.
Yep.
Yeah, nah, fuck that.
Nah, man, I'm a meat hunter. And if I don't have the time or the ability to make a fucking ethical shot, I don't go fucking hunt. You know what I mean? Like I got to practice. I got to put in the work. I got to put in the effort. And lately I garden, man. So like the chickens and like farming is a little bit easier than hunting. So that's why I was interested like in the goats. If I could get some fucking cheese around here,
Yeah, man. I'm waiting for mine to start. They're like 2 months
So
old right
how
now.
much of that acre and a half do you figure you're going to be able to fence in for your goats?
Probably a half. Like I said, they got this whole bottom section. I got like a ravine that goes down, and then a stream goes through it that cuts it in half. And so I'm gonna put them on the other side of the stream.
And how many do you
It's-
plan on keeping at a time? Because you got 2 now, and they're going to be having babies. How many do you plan on like keeping
Well,
in the herd?
barbacoa is really good, so
What is that? Is that
is it?
what is
Barbacoa, dude. It's
Barbacoa
goat.
is a goat.
It's
So
barbecued goat.
Yeah.
Barbecued goat, low and slow, dude. It's like
So
pit
it's not
in
gonna
the
be,
ground, dude. It's
yeah,
good.
it's not gonna be too many because they tear shit up, man. So
And they start to get a little territorial once they
So
get
how
really
long?
older.
How old do they get before they're ready to fucking consume them?
shit, maybe a year. It depends on how much they really start eating. They're 2 months old right now, so
So
You
how
don't
many
want
nothing.
babies? How many babies do they have?
I have no idea, dude. This is like I said, shout out to the wife. She
You
takes
just
care of the
went
homestead.
fucking chaos,
Hey,
man.
man,
This is why I was so
fucking
afraid to do chaos with the
no,
goats.
man. You got to. If you just,
I know
I
you
hate
can
to say
offset
it,
with hay, but like hay is
so
expensive and it's a pain in the ass. But
they,
my buddy,
they fucking love apples.
I got
Well,
a
then you
couple
can't
apples.
trust them. I understand why people are scared of those
You
devil-looking
love an
motherfuckers.
apple too, guy.
I used to
You're
smoke
saying
at
you're
them from before
untrustworthy?
high school. I am explicitly untrustworthy, man. I don't remember half the shit I say.
I know. Dude, I have got the worst.
I do want to point out, as having met Ganic's wife, wonderful person, but yeah, she knows her shit when it comes to it. So it's very fun watching Ganic just be like, you do you. Essentially, Ganic, you've been given the easiest pass for the rest of your life for gifts.
I just build this shit. I
Birthdays,
just build this shit.
Christmas. Yeah,
She's
you
like,
can
"Man, I
build
just
shit and
build
buy
this shit."
animals, dude. And you're just like, cool, I'm winning. Husband's doing well. I brought you another animal.
No, she actually called me up. She's like, "Hey, we're getting 2 goats," and I'm like,
All
"Okay."
Oh, I
All
thought
right.
you did it. I thought you
Nah,
got 'em
dude.
for her.
Nah, man. She went on a field trip with my son, and they had goats for adoption, and she's like, "Hey, yeah, we got 2 goats."
That's so cool, dude.
So
I
yeah,
fully
surprise.
expected Jess to do that, but I kept I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm using most of my fucking acre. Like, I literally am. I got a little bit of fucking like one long tiny strip. I don't basically a football field's worth of lawn on one side, a tiny little picture a white picket fence in your fucking neighborhood front lawn.
I'm crying.
Well, if
And
you're just trying to use yours
most
for
of
milk, I
my
would.
fucking garden is taken up. Like the chickens, the ducks, and everything are taking up in between the house and the barn. So I've got another little tiny section that I might be able to put goats in, and then have to like walk them and have them harvest the other football field. But I
Yeah.
literally would have to move the fucking goat. I mean, it's not that big a deal, but
You just
yeah.
casually walk your goat over there and let them eat it. Just fuck it.
yeah,
I think I saw something on YouTube that a guy had created a mobile pin for his goats because his business was taking him to do like around here landscaping
lawn
for fires
exactly
and stuff.
like
Yeah,
lawn
yeah.
mowing shit.
They're
Renting
great
your
for
goats
fire
to fucking-
control.
fire control and like instead
wonder
of
if you could
fucking
steal that,
mowing
like-
or land
Yeah.
clearing, you can have them go fucking bring your goats in, man. In a couple weeks, they'll fucking clear an acre or 2 or 3.
Yeah, they're impressive. But I was wondering, maybe you could do something like that, like 2 semi-permanent mobile-ish things where you can walk them between the 2 places.
I think so. Like, I could probably make a path that we can order. Like, I have to make a path, right? I have to be able to get from my house to my barn, so I can't fence it all in for all the animals.
Just
So
constantly jumping a
I
fence.
gotta
to
have
go to the
some.
barn.
God, he's just working on an
I'm
arc.
telling you, my property is a mess. Like the shape of it.
It's a
The
land
shape of it
arc.
is so weird.
Yeah,
Two of
laying out
everything
on
in the middle.
homestead is, that's just not easy. So you gotta think about where you want to put your shit. So
So
It
are
is very strategic, and I
yeah,
think
you
when
do.
also I've got massive trees, so I have to be strategic with where I can put my fucking garden. So I've only got this big spot of light, which is why my garden beds are where they are in the backyard. So and then in my front yard is the fucking leach field because I'm on septic and well because I'm in the freaking country, and man, I want to do it all, and I don't want to use a freaking lawnmower. I literally, my buddy came over and he's like, "Yeah, I got to take my lawnmower in and have it fucking looked at. It's broken right now." I said, "Take mine, dude. They're both riding lawnmower. Take mine." I said, "I'm probably not going to use it like anytime soon. Like I have zero intention on breaking them out on my fucking 0-turn mower on a 1 acre that barely has any 1 acre. Like, so when the freaking neighbor came over and did it, I wanted to
Circling back to that.
like, yeah, I am on the lawnmower again. That's weird, lawnmowing. But like, I want the animals to do it, man.
Exactly.
Like,
That's why I take, like I said, I take my kids trampoline and I just section it off, just gradually move it throughout the week. Or
so
she
you got it
does.
fenced in like chicken wire or something
Yep.
on the. That's fucking
Yep.
tits, man.
Yeah,
That's
that's the only thing that I always got to move it when I do go to cut the damn
And
grass.
they're
so-
too small to jump out of it right now, or
Yeah, they're two. Like I said, they're 2 months old, so they're still drinking milk. So
got you.
yeah.
Oh man.
So I got like maybe 2 more months to actually get a nice pin up for them. So yeah, I got to get on that ASAP.
They don't need much, man. I've been watching this dude on YouTube. It's like they set up like literally you're like pallets and a couple
Yep.
of fucking 2x4s and shit going across it with a freaking tarp. It's
Yep,
old
call it a
goat
day.
meat. I was like, what? No shit. And goats are like, to get a full grown goat, it's like maybe $100 something.
Nah, I paid. So see, right now they're charging more for the like. Hold on, what's going on?
Keep going back to that old Adam Sandler bit about the goat. There'll be a few people that remember that out
A
there.
goat. You fucking whiz that fucking thing, eh? Shit.
I figured there'd be a couple people that got a good chuckle out of that one. I'll drop it in there. But you make a
You're dating yourself.
yeah, of course, and I'm cool with that.
I
You mentioned a lot of all of these things that you're making for your inputs. A lot of them you talk about for your outdoor garden. How about for your indoor
Okay.
garden? Are they just?
Was
Are
that a
you-
circle back without saying circling back?
For my indoor garden, no, I normally just use bought inputs for right now. I don't try to bring anything inside to my garden just yet. So if I make my if I make bokashi, it's like bought brands and everything already. So everything
Right.
like tends to stay outside for the outdoor garden.
It is tough because I also follow that very same principle of like if I do anything outdoors, it stays outdoors, and if I do anything indoors, I can do, it flows one way, it never flows the other. As they say so eloquently, it's a one-way hole. But
So
no,
here's
but
the thing, though,
when I
like,
make a lot
the
of
more
inputs for my
beneficial
outside
you
stuff.
have around the outside, what do you have to worry about bringing it inside? You see what I mean? Like, the more good I do in the outside of my fucking garden, I don't have to worry about just coming into my fucking grow space and worrying about it, man. That's what I'm trying to like. I'm trying to be
extent.
lazy as fuck.
Well, to an extent, like if I go over to your house and we're taking care of your outdoor garden, and your outdoor garden has a ton of fucking pests, I'm gonna change my clothes and like maybe take a shower before I go to my indoor. But I mean, like when I grow comfrey and I grow alfalfa and I grow a bunch of other stuff that I can turn into inputs because I have a small space. I take advantage of what I can, right? I grow what I can.
Yeah, man.
But I don't go and take the comfrey straight from outside and top dress it on my indoor plants, right? I make sure that I turn it into something because it just better practice, in my opinion, right? I'm lessening the chance of getting outdoor pests in my indoor. I don't necessarily mean like I don't grow something outside and then don't end up with it indoors. I just always make sure that I put some kind of process in it. Like my alfalfa usually goes to worm castings.
Got it. Yeah.
But I try to make sure that I process it slightly because then I'm generally noticing anything, right? Like if I'm working with something, I'll see it generally.
And I'm still like super scared even then of processing it. I know I went down like a rabbit hole of like different weight techniques for starting worm bins. And like one of the thing that came up over and over again is using like leaf mold from outside under a tree and all that kind of shit to start your worm bin. I still don't trust it. It's like I'm knowingly bringing in something from the outside. And even if it sits in a worm bin, well, maybe it'll thrive in there and I don't know it. And Like if you ever scope like your castings, either you make or even stuff that you've ordered, you scope it. There's living shit all through that.
You're
stuff.
not. You're absolutely not wrong because I have slugs in my fucking beds now. I have those. What are the potato bugs?
Oh, I have a roly poly now in my worm.
Yeah, are those?
I have those. I have those in my garden. In my fucking,
I
like
in one of my beds I got like
dead
June bug
rotting
larvae.
roots from a cannabis farm.
It's crazy.
And I ruin enough stuff on my own. I don't need to be bringing in stuff to help me out there. So no way.
I don't even like carrying my bag. I don't even leave my bag soil like in my truck or outside for very long. Like I just bring it right into the basement. Like I'm nervous about even just air contamination and spores and that sort of stuff.
I'm thinking that might be slightly left over from your chef days, though. Just ever so slightly. You're like, oh no, my soil is in the danger zone.
I don't want to let it sit outside in the danger zone for crying out loud.
Yeah, exactly. No, but see, there is a lot. Even if you think like sometimes it's okay to be neurotic about your own thing, because who is going to tell you, right? Like it's your own shit. Do it the way you want to do it. But there's a lot of safety precautions that can just save you a lot of headache down the road, because if you can source where you get stuff, it takes a lot of burden off of you, right? Like I got burned because I top dressed with something that I thought was something else that could have been easily avoided. Well, one, if I remembered what container was what container, but that could have been easily avoidable. And that's the kind of stuff you make mistakes with. That transfers over really easily. If I just chop my comfrey plant, threw it under my earth box without checking it, and all of a sudden I've got invasive ants from Argentina and like garden.
So we're speaking from experience here, huh?
Not at all. I've never had a goddamn issue. I'm perfect, motherfucker.
I would say the inputs I would use were like any like K and F inputs I would make, like I'll source inside. Other than that, like outside stays outside.
Yeah. I think that's safe practice, right?
It is such safe practice, and I don't respect that enough, which is why I'm constantly having fucking problems. I just dude, I don't know, man. I'm like really fuck around and find out. Like I really am. I'm just too lazy to be like, all right, here's what I got to do, right? I have to do all of this shit all day long, maintain all of this shit all day long, do all of this shit all day long, and then worry about what I'm going to fucking do, worrying about all this. It's like, I can't.
Oh, dude, I think there's that universal chart of like reality paying to what you're supposed to do, right? Like if a chart is giving you 10%, you have to go a 10. You have to give 100% effort, and that's what they expect of you every time. They're insane, because that's not how life works. So if you can give it any effort at all, you're already doing better than a 0. So as long as we can do better than a 0, like yes, you're not following best practice, but at least you're fucking growing pot, right? Like just look on the bright side of things, man. So what that you have to fight pests?
I don't care about fighting pests. It's like
I
am not going to beat nature, because look, no matter how good you do, you're still going to have a problem, right? You can sit there and worry about it. This is like maybe a dumbass opinion, but I have literally sat there and worried and tried and washed. And I tried that in the beginning, like worrying about this and trying that and washing every time I went near the garden, like freaking the fuck out about this, that, and the other thing. And I still would have a problem.
That's true.
And
I don't think it's a dumbass to say you should weigh your options. I think that's brilliant.
It's like, I don't know.
I think your level of comfortability and what you've seen, you've reached what you do now, and who's to say that's right or wrong, right?
Just get medicine in jars.
That's right. It's as simple as that. It's a pretty simple hobby, right? Honestly, I wish we could talk about homestead. This is like a passion that I will never realize in my own home state. The idea of owning an acre is laughable, but it is cool to live vicariously through you two. And I apologize to Howling and Stoney. I know that they're superstars getting all these invites to be on podcasts, and they never talk on our own podcast, but I do appreciate you guys showing up. But I have to ask you one ridiculous question before I get out of here. And quite frankly, it's a little easier this week because the topics, but I'm going to go with, if you could own any animal, what animal would you own? And you don't have to be worried about any nonsense, right? Like if you say monkey, I'm not going to be like, well, it'd rip your face up. Like, cool, whatever. We're not going to be pedantic. I can't talk tonight. So Stoney, answer my goddamn question.
Easy, orangutan.
Interesting choice. Any reason?
Easy. You ever seen Clyde?
No.
Some people
yeah.
will recognize that. Yeah. Any which way but loose.
Yep.
That was probably the original, but I would say that's probably the one animal that I would love to have around. They're just the wisest. They're a creature of their own right. I know they're in the primate family, but orangutans are definitely my spirit animal. And yeah, I've always been fascinated seeing them, and all ages. Like when they're young, they're hysterical. As they get a little bit older, they kind of mature. But then once they get old, they get the really wide pads in their face, so they change and get very wise and old. And I don't know if you ever saw the Planet of the Apes, and they were just always the wise, smart ones. So
they were.
There's my protracted answer of animal.
The doctor was an orangutan, right? I cannot remember the doctor's name. That was a brilliant answer. I'm glad you put so much thought into it, because mine was now getting rethought. Jesus, Johnny, please save me from my tongue.
Well, shit. I would use any animal you could have around that was like, don't already have.
Yes. If you say chicken, I think it would just be like, well, you've achieved great success, Johnny. Congratulations.
Well, here's where I was struggling with that. It's because, like, dude, I would say dog. So, like, it's got to be the wolf. Like, it's got to be a wolf.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
I know. Howling lit up like a child on Christmas. Howling, are you going to follow with the same?
Similar, but it would have to be a pack of wolves.
There you go. That's a good answer. Howling in his backyard, just howling with that group of wolves.
Yeah, I want to be the wolves. I want to be the
if
wolves.
If nude, I'd pay for that content. Brilliant. Ganic?
I'd have to go with the Black Panther.
Oh,
there we go.
That's a good one.
Stealthy creeping.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Cats
I
are
appreciate
so
it.
Fucking scary, man. And a cat will
dude,
eat you way quicker than a fucking dog will.
Oh yeah.
If you have cats around your house, pretty much when you die, you're fucking not gonna be fucking around in a couple of days. You only have dogs, you're probably gonna last a little bit longer after death.
I believe the anecdotal evidence that people provide that usually discover dead bodies and stuff, that they found that cats will do it almost immediately, whereas dogs will wait till they're emaciated. I can't see. Until they're hungry. Very hungry, starving.
Starving.
I'm tongue-tied. I'm starving. Anyhow, I would, to no great surprise, choose probably several species of frog. But instead of just one animal, my dream, which is very achievable if I ever become a multimillionaire, but I would love a room-sized terrarium that I could go into and sit and just hang out, and that would just be filled with frogs, like a full-on ecosystem, like a waterfall into a pond.
I used to work at a place like this. I used to work at it's called the Tropical Fish Emporium. So they had tropical fish. I'll make it short. God. I promise.
No.
We used to have tropical fish.
This is my dream.
No, I'm serious. This is my dad's best friend. This was the stoner dude that I grew up with. His name was Roy. This is my dad's best friend. At 16 years old, when I could drive, he fucking hired me to work at his Tropical Fish Emporium. I used to sell people saltwater fish for their fish tanks and freshwater fish for their freshwater fish tanks, and we used to go out in the summertime and dig and build fucking freshwater ponds for koi's and shit. And he had customers that were rich, and this rich customer we used to drive to on a weekly basis. He had 2,000-gallon saltwater tanks that I used to have to fucking snorkel in to clean the fucking tanks.
My God.
And he literally had my house-sized terrarium, a fucking full-on greenhouse heated with geckos and frogs and fucking ponds and everything. We were maintaining all this shit in this indoor fucking like full-on biodome fucking terrarium. I used to do this until I fucking graduated and joined the army.
Johnny, you amazing, masterful bastard. I love you. I change every one of my opinions about the state of New York. I will be willing to move there and live particularly only in that house. That sounds like paradise. I also want to say a stoner owning a saltwater fish store is not a stereotype at all.
Dude, he also wore no bullshit like Hawaiian shirts. Still to this day, he
fuck
wears
yeah, he did,
nothing
dude.
but fucking Hawaiian shirts.
Oh,
Like,
how
and
wonderful.
it's this weird, like weird fabric too. And I don't, man, it's like a Hawaiian
Probably
shirt
like
that looks
hemp.
like a bowler. Yeah, probably. And he's
Hemp
got like
synthetic
he's
mix
old,
thing.
old now. And he used to grow illegal in the state, and these things were like fucking way stupid tall, and he used to have them covered up by these stupid pine trees that were like even taller than the cannabis could grow. And just like,
See,
he's got pictures of these, like, because he would hire these people to like develop them for him, and it's like, dude, man, these stories from this guy. Yeah. I think Flam met him, Grateful met him, and Too Tall met him when they were fucking here last year. They met fucking that
how
dude they used to
fucking
work
cool.
with.
See,
Yeah.
you mentioned on CC, be like Dale. Be like Roy, dude. Own a fucking fish shop. Hire young kids to go
Like Roy.
clean tanks. That's life fucking joy memories. I'm living
Fuck yeah.
vicariously through you on the West Coast. All right, Ganic, you got anything to plug? I can't thank you enough for joining us for this nonsense. We started off worse and ended even worse. So,
Nah, I'm gonna just plug the missus for holding down the homestead, man. You know, it takes a lot of work. So
I'm not sure if saying I'm gonna plug the missus is something
Yeah,
you're allowed to
please
fucking,
keep your private life
come
private.
on,
Ganic.
man.
Jesus.
I was gonna say I want to plug the missus too, but I can't even say it. I can't even agree with you.
We all want to plug your guys' misses. We understand.
shout out to all the wives. you know.
Canceled. Yeah.
So,
We're over. Thankfully,
Yeah.
no one listens to this nonsense. But thank you again, Johnny. Do you have anything to plug other than your misses?
Cultivation Conversation. Check out the episode. I think I gave everybody I could possibly fucking think of their props, man, because I love all of you. So listen, and I hope everybody is fucking still a part of this community after they do. Love you guys.
I hope you don't abandon me. There's always a good, strong message. Howling, my dearest friend, you've
No,
said 15 words, 16 words. Nothing to plug. Damn
nothing
it.
to plug.
Hey, you know, if he keeps it under 20, he gets double pay. Stoney.
Just be well. Take care of yourselves. I think that's the
I
biggest
want to
thing.
plug Stoney's missus. She seems very wonderful. Just kidding. Adios.
Later.